Hello everyone and have a great mood. And so in March 2022, representatives of UAZ reported that the company was successfully coping with the difficulties encountered and had no plans to revise the price lists. But at the end of April, the Ulyanovsk Automobile Plant raised prices for the entire model range. Moreover, the rise in price this time was a record, reaching 300 to 500,000 rubles, depending on the car. This shows that UAZ today is heavily dependent on imported components. And any changes in the supplier price of parts have a noticeable impact on the cost of models. Despite the fact that UAZ also announced in the spring that it was working on finding new suppliers of components, judging by the latest news, the company could not solve this problem. However, the Ulyanovsk Automobile Plant can be assisted by Chery. Back in February, there was news that a Chinese and a Russian company might conclude a cooperation agreement. The partnership between UAZ and Chery was organized by. That is, cooperation should not be limited only to the fact that the Ulyanovsk Automobile Plant will transfer part of its capacity for the assembly of Tiggo series crossovers. There is a high probability that Chery will provide its technologies and designs to UAZ, which will help the Russian company to stay on the market. The current models of the Ulyanovsk Automobile Plant are now sold in the amount of several hundred units per month, which does not correspond at all to the company's development plans. The advantage of Chery in transferring its licenses to UAZ is that the Chinese company will thus be able to bring to the domestic market crossovers of the Jeter sub-brand, which is not yet represented in our country. But the Russian automobile plant will probably sell these models under its own brand. This decision will be made due to the fact that many people in Russia know UAZ, while Jeter is known only to fans of Chinese cars. The first model created within the framework of this cooperation will be the UAZ Poseidon crossover 2022 to 2023. The Russian novelty will be built on the basis of the Jeter X70 Coupe. The choice of such a model is due to several reasons. First of all, the Chinese crossover costs less than 900,000 rubles. That is, the new Poseidon UAZ, taking into account all the costs of transporting components and other expenses, will be estimated at about 1 million rubles. Despite such a low cost, the Russian model will be no worse than the Hyundai Tucson or Toyota RAV4. The new UAZ Poseidon is a fairly large crossover. Its length will be 4750 mm, width 1900 mm, height 1710 mm. The size of the wheelbase is 2745 mm. At the same time, only 5 seats will be installed in the Poseidon cabin, thanks to which the Russian novelty will be able to boast one of the most spacious luggage compartments in the class. The second important feature associated with the presented model concerns its design. The BOS. The new UAZ Poseidon 2022 to 2023, despite its Chinese origin, will turn out to be a full-fledged UAZ product. There is a high probability that for the first time, after entering the market, the new Poseidon will be presented only in front-wheel drive. The crossover will not receive all-wheel drive due to the fact that this will lead to its significant rise in price. UAZ, like Chery, will not take such a step, at least at the start of sales. Both companies need to attract the attention of a larger audience to the new Poseidon first. And after sales reach high values, developers will be able to start increasing the list of modifications and adding more expensive versions. The Russian model in the basic version will be equipped with a 1 to 5 liter turbocharged engine that develops 156 horsepower and 230 Nm of thrust. This motor is combined with a choice of 5-speed mechanics or a 6-band robot with a dual clutch. Optionally, Poseidon will offer a 197 horsepower turbo engine with a volume of 1 to 6 liters, developing 290 Nm of torque. This motor comes in combination with a 7-band pre-selective box. The basic engine consumes up to 7 liters of gasoline on average, and the more expensive one consumes up to 8 liters. It is also important to take into account the fact that the engines for UAZ Poseidon 2022 to 2023 will be supplied by Chery. This company gives both power units a 10-year warranty. The Russian novelty will support 2 driving modes. When connecting a sports car, the onboard electronics will automatically change the transmission settings. Because of this, the automatic transmission will later shift gears, thereby spinning the engine to higher speeds. This will allow the crossover to accelerate faster and overtake passing vehicles. However, the new Poseidon will not become a full-fledged sports car. With constant driving in sports mode, delays in gear shifting will negatively affect driving. Therefore, this mode can only be used for rare maneuvers. The UAZ Poseidon 2022 to 2023 will be better than many budget crossovers in terms of onboard equipment. Already in the basic version of the Russian novelty, it will be possible to find an electric parking brake, 2 airbags, an automatic parking function, an assistant when lifting, a motor start button, a 12.3-inch digital instrument panel, a 10.1-inch touchscreen and a built-in recorder. Separate air conditioning system deflectors will be placed opposite the second row of seats. The initial version will also include body stabilization control systems, wheel slip prevention and wheel lock. In more expensive versions, there will be an electric trunk drive, 6 airbags and, probably, leather seats. As noted earlier, at first the new Poseidon will be sold in a truncated form. But later, in addition to all-wheel drive, UAZ can offer a 7-seat modification of the crossover. The dimensions of the cabin allow you to install a third row of seats. In addition, UAZ, using the capabilities of Chery, will take another step to bring its model range to a modern look. Later, along with the new crossover, they should offer several optional packages that will allow buyers to personalize the car. They will include additional body shades and a wider range of wheels. Another important feature of Poseidon will be that he will immediately come out with the necessary set of equipment. The Russian model will receive Spanish pesetas, ABS and other systems and devices that all manufacturers operating in our country cannot install on their models due to a shortage of components. The same Chery will help UAZ in this. The Chinese company is not experiencing serious problems with these components. This is evidenced by the fact that Chery has maintained the previous production volumes. All of this means that the new Poseidon UAZ is the best combination of price, technical characteristics and performance quality among all crossovers presented on the Russian market. Moreover, the assembly of this model will be able to adjust in a short time. The fact is that Chery has been working for several months on adapting the capacities of UAZ to its crossovers. And the Jeter X70 is structurally almost a complete copy of the Tiggo series models. This, as well as the absence of problems related to the supply of necessary components, will allow UAZ to prepare a new Poseidon by 2023. However, it is possible that the crossover will debut later. The reason is that it is not yet known whether Chery has managed to arrange deliveries to Russia of parts and machine kits necessary for the assembly of Tiggo crossovers. If the Chinese company still has problems with this, then the launch of the new Poseidon may be postponed to 2024. Thank you all. Like to put likes if you want to see more videos. Subscribe to everyone for now.